What's going on, guys? This is week 2 of Low Miles, No Miles podcast. It's Saturday. We're chilling with the boys, having a couple drinks. It's a blizzard outside here in Michigan. So we're just, staying locked up in the office here, and we're going to talk some cars today, tell some stories. So hope you guys enjoy. When we start off, I want to talk about the Syclone that we bought a couple days ago.
That'd be a good one to start off on.
Yeah, guys.
Many of you've already seen it.
Yeah, we picked up a 91 GMC Syclone that we've been kind of chasing for a bit.
Since 23.
Actually in our backyard. It's always nice when you don't have to go far to buy something. So we've kind of heard of the truck. Someone told
Your dad.
I told our dad that me and Dylan's dad that he knew a guy that had a Syclone just chilling in his garage at
His father-in-law.
Yeah, father-in-law.
Yep.
He wanted to sell it.
So he bought it brand new. He worked for GM, and we had looked at it. Was it like a year and a half ago?
23. End of 23.
Oh, end of 23. Okay, yeah. So we went and checked it out. It was everything it was supposed to be, and made an offer, and just couldn't come to terms on it at the time. And then just reached back out recently and struck a deal on it, and picked it up. And it's surreal, man, to be around that and see just how nice that truck is sitting in the garage.
For a lot of the older guys, when they run across a muscle car, like a 396 SS Chevelle, Hemi, Superbird, that's like a lot of younger people's holy grail find. So for us to find something like that buried in the garage, it's whoa.
Yeah, we love like the Cyclones and the Typhoons. When I was in high school, I had a Typhoon that just was sitting in a subdivision outside for a couple years. We were watching it as kids, and a guy by the name of Gerry had it, owned a performance shop in the area. And
it's souped up.
He did. He had like a chip and stuff. It was
a
fun.
bigger turbo,
Had a blow-off valve on it.
That thing was fast.
It ripped.
Yeah, it had like 02 Camaro SS wheels on it.
It was sharp.
The thing was it was sweet, man. And
And
I remember going out and like just spanking SRT4 neons, Mustang like 9901 Cobras at the time, and people were like, "What is that thing?" No one even knew what it really was.
I didn't say it must be the 9901 Cobra.
Well,
especially a 99.
It was impressive for what it was. I always thought, like, driving around, I'm like, this thing's sick.
We had a big debate about this when we were buying the truck. It was the fastest production vehicle, or truck, not vehicle.
Yeah, truck.
Fastest production truck up until last year?
Apparently until the Rivian.
Yeah.
Which was 2021?
Yeah, the 0 to 60 time, 4 point. I mean, there's like a couple 0 to 60 times that GM
Well, the TRX
tested.
Technically, I don't know.
But they have like 3
apparently
times for that.
times.
Too.
Yeah.
But 4.3 seconds on the Cyclone. So I mean,
Which
that's
is impressive.
It's scooting for a truck. And it's a 6-cylinder. Don't forget that.
Yeah, you're boogieing.
Well, at the time of the release, it was the fastest 0 to 60 car out. I'm pretty sure. Well, I mean.
Yeah. Oh no, it was beating everything. It was beating the Corvette. That's what's like crazy about it. So, that truck is something else. Yeah, we were really into them. I had the Typhoon. We probably bought and sold like 2 or 3 Typhoons over the years. And then you ran into your Cyclone that you had.
When we were kids, me and Dylan would always drive around just looking for cars, and we were swapping cars every other month. And I needed a winter car. I didn't know what I was buying. I was looking for a diesel, and then
So you bought you bought a Cyclone for a winter car?
We were in Port Huron driving around, and one day we found it laying there. Guy didn't want to sell it, and then not long after, the guy moved or sold, and we found it another city over. And then I'm like, I'm gonna buy that for a winter car. It's all-wheel drive. It's perfect.
Yeah, that's really good.
And then I drove
Just destroy a Cyclone in the winter.
I drove it for about
you drove
less
for
than
like
a year.
2 days.
No,
you drove it for 2 days.
It was like 8 months.
You blew the trans.
I did blow the trans. Yeah, that was like second, third day.
Yeah,
but
you blew the trans in a couple days.
Boost launching it, taking some friends for a ride, and trying to see what the Cyclone does.
Tranny on the ground. He wanted to test the 4.3 seconds. He was like, did this really happen back in '91? And you blew the trans right out of it.
Yeah.
And I think it ended up being down for most of the winter.
It did.
Getting the trans built.
It did.
So then when you got it out to drive it ended up becoming your summer vehicle.
It did. And then
so it's probably a good thing that the trans blew. So
it saved it.
Yeah.
God, I wish I remember how many miles were on it. It wasn't
like
anything.
70,000.
Yeah, they weren't low, but they weren't high.
70,000.
And it was a clean truck. It had a little rust in the fenders. Like, If I could have it back today, just like all the stories, you know.
You say that about everything. It's one of those things. You literally, Anthony, sell everything you buy. You're like, I'm gonna keep this forever, and then you sell it like a couple months later.
Well, when you're a young kid,
and then we sit here and talk about it, and you're like, man, I wish I would have never sold.
when
that
you're a
thing.
young kid with not enough money to own everything, something better comes up and you gotta have it. You gotta find a way to get the money so you can sell something.
Yeah.
Hopefully
I've
one
said
day.
that on a lot
Wait
of
a
cars
minute.
myself
You
too.
thought that you could have collected all those cars through the years and
Yeah.
got them all?
I wish I could have. If
Yeah,
I had
you
the
got a lot-
money.
You got a lot of money, man.
I see that on every car I ever sell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, that Typhoon I had, I would kill to have that back. What did I trade it for? I traded it for a
Camaro or Mustang hatchback. No, that was the Vet.
no, it was a Mustang. It was like a.
You traded it for the Vet and then the Mustang.
No, I did 3 trades for that. I traded the Typhoon for an '89 Mustang GT.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah,
I think
it
it had
was.
a 351 in it or something.
It was all
built.
done up. I mean, it was not anything. Like, I should never have traded that for that
Yeah, I bet
Mustang.
that Typhoon would have smoked it.
But I couldn't sell the Typhoon at the time. Nobody really wanted them, and I think it was like $7,500.
Even when I had my Syclone, nobody really cared for them. It wasn't
At the
nothing
time,
special.
It was like whatever. And
Yeah.
so we ended up, I got the Mustang, and then I traded the Mustang for like a 90 Corvette.
You drove the wheels
Which
off of
was
that.
I
also
remember
really
that.
dumb.
It was cool. It was
I
red on
remember that
red.
car.
Yeah.
It was a sharp car.
Yeah, red on red 90 Vet. I thought I was pretty
Yeah.
sweet in that thing in high school. But yeah, and then so we always had a love for them. So I ended up just loving Typhoons, Cyclones. Like, you know, we bought a Typhoon one time out in the wild, a white one, and it was around the time that Rob Deerdeck did his, you know,
Whenever you see a Typhoon in the streets, you show respect.
yeah. So
Yes.
Anthony, like before we bought it, we seen it in the driveway, and Anthony's like, I'm gonna run over there
Pull
and
over.
do the Rob Deerdeck picture. So he runs over there, he's doing it. So I take a picture of him. Ryan, you'll have to put that in this edit it in this video. But he, so he does that, and then we're like, let's try buying it. We knock on the door, and we end up buying it.
It was a weird full circle on that story because what did we end up buying down? We bought parts.
So it was a guy by the name of Al Maynard who was big in the GM world, or at least here in the Metro Detroit area. And it ended up being his truck, and then we bought a whole parts collection.
Had
with
Typhoon parts.
Yeah.
It had we had axles, cladding.
yeah.
We had just
Glove
random
box
stuff,
door,
radios,
just all sorts of Typhoons.
and then we ended up connecting the dots. The guy ended up passing away. I think a family member ended up with the Typhoon, and we bought the Typhoon off the family
something
member.
like that. It was like a long drawn out thing, but we ended up buying a bunch of stuff as part of the deal. But it was just cool to.
And it was kind of a beat truck,
Get
but
that
once we
picture.
got it all dialed in, it was sharp. It was an all white one.
No, that one was white and
gray.
the gray, white and gray, and then we had an all white
Yeah, so you
one
guys
that we
had an
bought and
all-white
sold.
Yeah.
All white's cool,
Yeah.
especially
That's
with
really
with the
cool.
gold
Gold
Typhoon on
Yep.
it.
Sticker.
That's sweet.
Way
So,
ahead of their time.
Yeah. So all right, we got way off topic talking about those.
Okay, so back to the
But
Syclone.
We got the Cyclone. Our plan is to get it up and going. Obviously, sell it. You'll see it on our dealership showroom floor. But took it down to get it fully, all the fluids drained.
When
go
we
through
bought it, it was
everything.
sitting since 08, so this
Yeah.
truck hasn't ran
So,
for
It's a
17
long
years.
time it's been laying. So we had to put a gas tank in it. I mean, we kept the original one, but we had to put a gas tank in it because it was just super gelled up, nasty. So we didn't ever even try to start it. We didn't want any of that crap, to get, through the lines, blew everything out, changed all the fluids, new pump, put all Delco stuff back in it, Delco battery, and it'll be on the original tires. It will stay on.
The craziest thing
original
about
tires.
it
We're
all-
not. You can change that if you want to buy it. You can put tires on
The
it.
tires
but
are
we're not
mint,
gonna
though.
do
Not-
that.
there's
one
a
crack
single
in it.
dry rot cracking.
As most of our folks on LMNM would say, you're gonna die.
Well,
You
no,
better
I
not drive
think it'd be sketchy. I
So-
know.
Another
Yeah,
thing we were just
we're not
talking
gonna
about
drive it.
Yeah.
is
So-
we're spending all this time and money to get it running from sitting. And the funny thing of it all, whoever buys it, it's probably just going to sit and never run again.
Yeah, that is the
More
sad
likely.
thing.
So it's
I might
kind of
run
the
it.
argument with the
I might run
tires. A lot of these cars don't get driven. So,
Yeah.
and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know, now that you said that, you're gonna have some guys like, "Ooh, boy, I can't wait to take this thing on the
Hey,
road.
he's
I'm
gonna
gonna
buy
do
it
some
for a winter
burnouts."
driver.
Yeah.
Just roll
not
it.
that one. Not that one.
That'd be a
But
shame.
I don't know if anyone's seen the video, but we posted a video yesterday. It is running after all those years. Runs amazing. And now it's headed to get a little spot treatment.
Professional paint correction detail.
Yeah, make it look perfect. So yeah.
And overall, it was a beautiful truck.
yeah,
You
it
can
was
see
really
under the very
beautiful.
thin dust, the paint's actually really nice.
Yeah,
There's not a mark on it.
it's beautiful.
The guy was a retired GM employee,
Yeah.
and he took real good care of it.
He has all the stuff with it, all the documents, all the pedigree, everything you want with something like that. He's got it. So it's the right one, and it's a one owner truck. It's never been advertised, passed around, auctioned off, nothing. So that'll be a cool one. We'll keep updating on that one as we go, and we'll probably see some pics sometime in a week or two of it all slicked up.
Yeah, Jones been kind of updating the post every week, or not every week, every time a new update happens, something exciting.
It's not often we get to buy something
no.
like that. It happens from time to time, but it's definitely a cool purchase.
Top 10 Best Buys.
And it's one we wish we could keep.
Yeah. Maybe one day, if you viewers like us enough, we'll have a museum for everybody.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
That's the goal.
Yeah, so we like it, but we can't keep it, unfortunately. So someone's going to get a really nice truck when it comes up for sale. So keep a lookout if you're looking for a sub 5,000 mile mint condition Syclone. Here's your chance. So
Just because of the pedigree and everything, I can only imagine who's gonna buy it. It's gonna be somebody big.
it's going to be somebody
It's
big.
gonna be somebody big.
Who do you think?
I don't know. I don't know many. I don't know who's big in the GM collecting game.
Well, I wish
it will be
I wish
somebody
we
big.
could give it away.
That would be. Sweet.
I wish we could do a giveaway because we were talking, we were buying it. We're like, how crazy would it be, giveaway scenario? Black, the Syclone, and then do a black Typhoon to match it with, similar miles, super low miles, and then a black Grand National. So just a little trifecta there, and that'd be your giveaway. Would be absolutely crazy.
That would be crazy.
That would be
insane.
what we call a money shot.
Yeah.
Get all
Money
three
shot.
lined up.
Shout out Rob Needers. That'd be like the when he posted the black Bronco, the black '93 Cobra, the black OBS Power Stroke Crew
Yeah.
Cab. Like that's a lineup you'd want.
That's
when
the
you
90s
think of,
GM heaven.
So
Mhm.
it's cool.
You know,
Definitely.
Speaking of that, if anyone out there's got a lineup that's GM or Dodge that's similar to the Ford collection, post them up because all the comments have been asking for that, and we haven't seen it so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
Yeah.
So-
Rob did a little bit on his. He did the GM one, just a little. He did
The
his
trucks.
the Duramaxes.
Yeah, he did the
Yeah.
truck
Yeah.
game. He had the Kodiak LB7 or something.
No, that truck was a LLY, I think.
Yeah, it was a
LLY,
Duramax.
Dually.
Early 2000s Duramax, and then what was the third one?
His new truck, like a
Oh,
25.
yeah.
It was like a 25.
Yep. So if you're a GM Duramax truck fanboy, that was the lineup.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I don't know. The LLY, everyone was like, LBZ. You need to be an LBZ.
We always joke around about the Duramax engines. There's so many of them; it's hard to even keep up.
Yeah, GM, you really like to change your motors all the time. But, all right.
So now, do we want to get into a couple page things, or do we want to go into some notable buys?
We can tell a couple stories. I don't know. Ryan looks like he's going like this. Back.
I want to hear about the Mustang and the Super B.
Oh, the Rumblebee truck.
Yeah, Rumblebee.
Yeah. All
Sorry.
right. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm sure people have seen it. We posted a while back, but there was a deal where we bought a 62 mile. Was that 03?
Yes.
03 Torch Red Mach 1. And then a 04 Dodge Ram Rumblebee truck, single cab, had like 760.
The Mach 1 wasn't wrapper, but it was close.
Well, it had
some
wrappers
wrapping
on the
it.
seat and stuff.
Yeah, it had all. It was well
close.
preserved.
But
Yeah,
funny story,
Crazy, though.
like kind of background to it was like when it had to have been like 5 or 6 years prior to us doing this deal, and this deal was like 2 years ago we bought these, but about 5 or 6 years prior to this, there was a guy that I came across that was selling like some low mileage cars. I think he had it was like a 60, it was like a late 60s like GT 500 Mustang, that he had, and I seen like a whole car collection in the background. I was like, is anything else for sale? And he's like, I got Ford GTs.
I think we were supposed
everything.
to buy the Ford GT, and that's how you were talking. And then the guy just ghosted
He
you.
did. He ghosted me. He said at the time, the Ford GT that he had, it was a black one with silver stripes, was supposed to be bought like
Under sticker. Like,
no, it was like he wanted like what he paid for it.
yeah.
So I mean, it's just ungodly cheap, and then we never heard from the guy again. Well, 5 years later, fast forward, he ends up posting this Rumblebee truck for sale, and I'm like, man, that
barn looks
garage
familiar.
barn, everything looks super familiar to me. And so I reached out to him, and ended up being the same guy, and we connected with him, and we bought his Rumblebee. That was the first interaction. We got out there, we finally got to meet him. It was one of those guys. Like he's got cars everywhere. He's got warehouses full. He's telling us about every new performance production car that came out. I call the dealer, I buy it, I tell him, don't touch it. I don't want anything taken off it. I'm going to be upset if I come there and it's got the wrapping taken off type of thing. So he's like, I got all these cars. So we buy the Rumblebee, just to give you some insight on like buying low mileage cars, as far as like this truck was sitting, maybe like 10 years or something.
Probably the day he bought it,
Yeah,
might have drove it once.
so sure, did it need some stuff? Yeah, needed a fuel pump, it needed injectors, it needed the tank cleaned out, and all that stuff. But other than that, it was
that one we
perfect
fired
truck.
up. So we went there and looked at it. This guy was very slow moving. We had to go look at it. Then you'd have to come back another day when you moved some cars around. He made everything to be a bigger deal than it was.
Yeah.
So then he said, there was a car under the truck. I gotta move that car to get the hoist down. He made it to be like it was a 3-day project.
Yeah.
So then we came back on the following weekend or something,
Mm-hmm.
get the truck down, we get it running dry, and we drove it onto the trailer, and then we noticed it was like the converter was getting red.
Yeah.
So then we shut it down, took a mechanic, and then we ended up finding out the injector was stuck.
Yeah.
So then we put some injectors in it, and that one was ready to go.
Yeah, we put plugs in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then like when we were in there, in this particular barn, he had the Mach 1, and he had a 2008 Mustang GT that was white with blue stripes. Obviously,
Yeah.
Well, that one
must have
was
put
under
them
a
on
cover.
or something, but it had
Yeah,
blue
but
stripes.
that blue stripes.
Yeah.
We looked at it.
It was in the wrapper, and he said it had like 8 miles on it.
Yeah.
And we had intentions of buying that car.
He's
and
like,
the
one
Mach
at a time.
Like it was always one at a time. That's it. You're only going to get one car
Yeah.
out of me, every week or two, or however we're going to do this. And we're like, oh, cool. We got this nice little connection. We can buy cars for the next 6 months, maybe.
And
So-
he had multiple buildings, and there's only like 6 or 7 cars in this particular building.
Yeah.
So every time he talked about a car, I'm like, this guy's lying. He doesn't have this. Give me a break.
Well, you got a picture of the Ford GT.
I did. I have
But
pictures of the other
he-
warehouse. It was legit. I mean, you could just tell. Like
He
it was
claimed he
legit.
could say he had everything, but we never. You've seen the Ford GT. We never seen anything else.
He had
What we
Vipers.
seen is what we saw. We never
The
seen
biggest
anything
thing that just got us sweating was like, I got one of those Vipers with like the silly wing on it.
Yeah.
So, like,
And we're
where
like,
we're-
what color?
yeah,
We're like, is it white? He's like, I think.
It might have stripes on it. I don't
They
know.
might be blue. We're like,
Yeah, so
GTSR?
he was trying to say
So
it was
we're
GTSR.
over here just itching like,
Yeah.
well, what do you got? You got more than
Well,
that?
and he had a normal. I think he had a normal GTS too.
Yeah.
yeah, he had a
Then
blue,
he had like
a
a
blue and white.
convertible
Yeah,
third gen.
Yeah, he had it all.
He had it all, yeah.
He did have pictures. He was showing us like some
Yeah.
pictures, but it was kind of an unbelievable type of story.
We're at some old
And
farmhouse.
those cars were like an hour away from his house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
At another location.
The building was so big,
Yeah, he said
a
you
semi could do a 360 inside it. That was
Yeah.
the way he described
Oh,
it.
and it was on like Fort Knox, like security.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
security,
You could- so-
security guards, 24/7.
He's got to call the security guards days before we arrive.
Yeah, it
It's
was
got
a
it.
very,
It was-
very unique story. So,
So I was always like, this guy's lying.
but so we buy the Ram, whatever, and then like I think it was like followed up like maybe 2 weeks later, we were able to buy the Mach 1.
That
So-
one we got slowed down because of weather.
Yeah,
He
we
couldn't get out there because of weather.
So we got that one. We put a fuel pump in that one.
That one we didn't even bother trying to start.
Yeah, we went through it, got it going, and then we were gonna buy the other Mustang. We had that set up and everything. It was like another like 2 weeks out. Like, let me move this car out of the way, and you can come and get it. So we had, and he was a cash only deal. So he would be like, go to the bank the day prior, and we'd be like, look, if we're gonna go pull $25,000 out of the bank, are you gonna you're gonna,
Are you gonna be
show
there?
up tomorrow? You know, like we don't want to go pull all this cash. if
At
you're
this
not gonna
point,
show
he
up.
was already wishy-washy. Some days he was
Yeah.
answering, some days he wasn't.
And we're like, so if we pull this, you're gonna be there, right? And he's like, yeah, you know, come get the car tomorrow, you know. So weather permitted, it was a nice day. You hooked up the trailer, you had the cash, and went out there, and he stood us up.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
he never
stood
picked
us
up the phone. He never answered, and honestly, he never answered again.
No, he did the one
Like,
time.
but one time.
No, we called for like a year straight.
Yeah, and
And then he,
never.
I
got
think, because we stopped for a while, so I think
Yeah.
he
Forgot
forgot
the
my number or whatever. He answered, and like you could tell he was a little shooken. Like, oh yeah, I meant to call you. A lot's happened. Let's
He said he
call
lost
me
your
this
number. He
weekend
said
or
he was-
something.
Yeah, he said he was trying to reach out
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah.
He
He's
goes-
been trying to call us. You know.
I got some things going on. Call me back this weekend. We'll connect.
But he knew. He goes, yeah, that 08 Mustang's still on the table. You know, you
Yeah.
guys can come get it. You know, and I just call.
Let's call him. You guys
Call.
want to see what happens?
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
I
call
just
him.
want to see if he answers because
Give
it's
him a
probably
ring.
been
It's
what,
been-
like
it's
6
been a long
months since
time.
we
It's been
called
longer
him.
than that.
I mean,
It was, I think, right when we kind of first
I
moved
thought
in.
we were at the. Yeah, it was right when we first.
'Cause
So
when-
it was a year
yeah.
ago.
Yeah, just give him a call.
And
Yeah.
that's when he answered.
That's when he
It's a little
yeah.
crazy.
But it had been a long time,
Oh
so
no, yeah, it was solid.
yeah, give him a jingle.
It's kind of funny. I call him low mileage.
He probably has you in his phone. Don't answer.
Yeah.
As a contact.
You throw it on speaker and then just put it right up to the mic.
Yeah.
I think right here you'll be able to pick it up.
Yeah, let's see if he picks up.
What are you
And
gonna
if he
say?
picks
What are you
up,
gonna say to him?
we're gonna try to buy that Mustang again.
Hold it up just a smidge. There we go. That's perfect. Jeffy Pooh.
He's definitely not gonna answer because of the weather outside today.
Are you crazy?
Calling me and it snowed.
Hey Jerry, it's Anthony.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How have you been?
Good.
Just calling to see if you still have that Mustang.
No, yeah, I still got everything.
Yeah, you ready to sell that one yet, or
Which one are you looking for?
the white 08?
Yeah, I still got that one.
Okay, you want to sell
I
it?
didn't sell any of them only because, you know, like I said, when I go in the garage, it's like, you know, then I gotta move things around and then I sell stuff. Yeah, I mean, I'm interested in selling any of that stuff.
Okay. I was wondering when you'd be available and when you want to do it. I mean, I know we got the snow coming, obviously, but
Yeah, that's my only thing is just, you know, snow issues, but, you know, as soon as we get some decent weather, you know, to be honest with you, I don't have the Bobcat over there, so I gotta wait for the snow to get out of the way from the, you know, the backyard and stuff out there a little bit. So, you know, I mean, I think it's supposed to be cold all next week,
yeah.
but, you know, unless it's something that you need really bad, I probably would prefer not to pull the other cars out in the snow that I've got there, so.
No, I get it.
But,
I mean, if we,
like I said, they're not going anywhere. Like I said, I've called you a couple times, but you know, we'll get together on it. You know, as soon as you get some weather break, and
okay.
you know, if you got a client on it, you know, we'll obviously move a little quicker. But you know,
Yeah, no, I mean, I am the client as far as that. Like I always mentioned, we like to buy them for ourselves before we even consider talking about selling it.
sure.
Now, if the weather was to clear up next week or the following week, do you have like a plow to get back there, or do you need your?
Oh yeah, no, I can do it. Just the only thing I've got to watch is I've got like 3 cars out that I've got to pull out, so I got
Okay.
to make enough room to get the cars out, so I'm not
Yeah.
running them in the snow and stuff like that. So.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Maybe I'll give you a call next week, depending on the weather, and maybe we could shoot
Yeah,
for.
I know I've seen that it's supposed to be cold like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you know, that type of thing. But you know, let's see what like maybe next weekend goes. Weekends work better for me. During the week, it's really hard for me to get down there.
Okay. Yeah.
So you know, my daughter's there, but you know, like I say, so she's getting in and out of the place. But for me to get to the back part of it, you know,
I get it.
I don't have a problem for that back garage.
Yeah. No, I get it. Well, let's shoot for next week. I'll give you a buzz, and then maybe we can do next weekend or the following weekend.
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay. Perfect. We'll be in touch.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks. Bye.
Goodbye.
So now
That's how it always
this,
goes.
so
Son
that's
of a gun.
gets
That's how it
you
always
gets
goes.
your blood flowing, gets you excited, and then I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna call him by Thursday, or
He's not
Friday,
gonna answer.
and it's gonna be leave a voicemail after the tone.
Hey,
Beep.
I wonder what he's got in there now, because he was saying when he sold cars, he was
in a
moving other
movement.
cars.
Yeah,
That was the
that's-
plan.
that's-
It kind of was like you're never gonna make it to Fort Knox. You're never gonna get there. I'm gonna call my security guard. We're gonna move some cars out. I'm gonna bring them to this little barn here, and we're gonna conduct every deal here. You know, it was one of those things. You could be like, "Hey, you got a Dakota RT? Oh yeah, I got one of those brand new in a wrapper." And it's
Yeah,
like,
no, it was
what?
extra.
Like, yeah, I got a Durango RT too.
he
Like,
told
it
us
would
the
just
story.
be everything.
He had a Dakota that was never produced. What was that? Was a stick shift 360?
Oh yeah, he was saying
Something like the craziest
You
spec.
could ask
What
them
was-
like, you got Pontiac? I got TAs.
Yeah,
I got
Fox
all that.
bodies.
I got
He,
them all.
remember he was telling us that he had like I forget, it was like a 96 3500 Ram Dually Cummins or something like that. That was like pretty much brand new. He stuck out front of his house and sold, and then he seen the next day the thing was just loaded up with shit in the bed. It was just getting trashed.
Well, initially back in the day, he got real wealthy, I want to say, from selling Mopars parts.
Yeah, he had
Yeah.
a barn
Or
that
a
was like, I
junkyard.
guess it was featured in
One of the Mopar magazines.
yeah, what was like yeah, what was the main one? What was the main Mopar magazine?
Mopar Collector's Guide or
Mopar
something.
magazine, maybe
Something like that.
legitimately just Mopar magazine. He was featured in there as being like this like part hub. Like he had a barn. It was like
Thousands of seats. He said like
yeah,
it was just stacked to the roof from the way we heard it.
yeah.
Really?
Very very interesting guy. I'm
Yeah.
glad he
When-
answered. That's cool.
That's
we,
awesome.
we will update what happens in a week or two. If we
Gotta
get,
edit
you
it,
will
like-
see if we get a 2008 Mustang with 8
Maybe
miles,
something else.
you'll know, and maybe another car.
But that's how it goes every time. This was the last time
You know
we
what's
talked to
funny?
him. Same things. Weather's going on. I'm busy. Weekends are the only time. Get back with me.
Maybe
We'll
maybe
get it
we're
out.
the idiots for calling him during a snowstorm.
Well, that too. That too.
Well, I mean, it was really
Last time it was just
Yeah.
rain. It wasn't snowing last time. It was rain.
You don't like
Oh,
the
when he
rain
left us,
either.
but when he left us, when he ghosted us, it was fine. Weather was great.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
nice
no,
night.
no. I mean, we were just sitting. You guys ran.
We
Did it? You
sat
guys
up
were just
there
sitting in the driveway.
for
I
an
go,
hour.
I go. You
and a half.
guys get in the car? They're like, no, he stood us up. He's not here. So you know what? That's cool. We'll give that
And
another
it's-
shot.
And it's
we
a
only
car.
want to buy that car so we can try and
Buy
get these
other
other
ones.
ones because that car, I mean, yeah,
It's
cool,
a
but-
low mileage car, but it's a nothing car. We were
Yeah,
paying a
car
lot
sucks.
for the car, but we're
It's
just
not great.
getting our foot in the door.
Yeah.
Which we thought we were.
He kinda said that. He
going
goes,
to.
You gotta buy these kind of cars
Yeah.
before you get to the big dogs.
Yeah.
You know,
It's like you're going over, like, yeah.
He's like a Ferrari dealership.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's, and then it was funny because we even told like our buddy Steve, you know, we had got a mention and he had worked for like a
The dealer that
local
sold it.
dealer in the area, and he goes, man, I know that guy. He goes, I remember that guy. He goes, we'd have like a car come in for his, like, and it, you know, he would
Show
be
up
like
with the trailer.
specifically like, don't touch it, don't start it, like I'm pushing it in the trailer, like that's it, you know. And that's how it went down. I mean, he's seen it with his own eyes.
Yep.
You know, so
Speaking of the Viper, because remember he's like, I got a picture of my daughter with the Viper that I got. Remember he showed us a picture
Yeah.
of her, and it was one of them fucking prototype, like
Venom something.
yeah, like one of them
Yeah.
crazy. I think it was for like
it was like one that was
2003.
at the auto show. It was
Yeah,
like a
and
yeah.
he claimed he had that one. I was like, there's no fucking way you
Yeah.
had that. That's impossible. But he said that, oh, that's the one. That's what I got. I'm like, that's wow.
Yeah.
That's why, like, it was just so hard to believe. And like in this world, you know, there's a lot of people lying, but there's
welcome
also
to the car
there's
business.
also a lot of people that low key have everything, so you just don't know what to believe.
I mean, he definitely has. I mean,
They
he's
just
got
like to
stuff.
stay low key.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
there.
he's a low key guy.
Yeah.
He's a very low key guy.
and
For
it
good
was-
reason.
This one.
Yeah,
What the fuck? What is this called though?
It's like a vet.
it was something Venom or just
2003
concept.
competition concept.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, he
got
claims
that.
he's got it.
He's got it.
So
and he
maybe
was
he
your
has to
Everyone's
see that
looking
one day.
for it. He's got it.
type of guy. He's got holes in his jeans, holes in his jacket. You know, like just a normal dude. It's like how?
Yeah. It's cool though.
Yeah,
It's a cool story. I
Gets
mean,
my blood
We meet a lot. We
pumping.
meet so many people like that, you know. And over the years, we've met so many people like that, and you know, it is an attachment thing too. Like
Oh,
it
yeah.
might be like, yeah, oh yeah, sure, I'll get rid of that car. You know,
Yeah,
forget those cars.
I
But
know
it's an
stuff he has.
attachment.
That'd be the one I would have been getting rid of first.
But it's like Noah. Noah can tell some attachment stories. You want to share your little story about an SRT8 Grand
Yeah.
Cherokee?
Yeah, I do. That's pretty funny.
I mean, that's taking attachment to a car to the
Yeah.
whole next level.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. I found it on Auto Trader. It was a 2010 Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT8. It had just under 10,000 miles. You know, fully optioned with the kicker, DVD. You know, fully optioned out.
You know?
And
Did he buy it now?
Yeah. Bought it brand new. It was his baby. I mean, just when I call him on it, I talk to him for probably 2 hours, and him just saying how there's not a mark on it, this and that, for 2 hours. It was pretty crazy. And well, so finally end up, we make a deal on it, all good. Wire him the money, and then it took probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 days. It took a while to get picked up.
Yeah, shipping was taking a bit.
Yeah.
Wasn't it in? It was in.
It was Pennsylvania.
And that's
It wasn't even that
because
far.
normally that gets
Yeah.
picked
For
up.
us, it's like a 5-6 hour ride.
Yeah, so it
Yeah.
took a while for it to get picked up. So I think it was about supposed to be getting picked up. 'Cause I remember when I texted our dispatcher, she's like, "Oh my God, I was supposed to just be getting picked up." He calls me, he goes, no, I can't do it. I got to buy the car back. And I was like, oh man, okay.
Keep in mind, like you said, it was paid for.
Yeah.
We had the title.
Yeah, had the title.
We had everything for it but the
Everything.
vehicle.
So I'm like, okay, I mean, he was just begging and pleading to buy the car back. So I'm just like, all right, fine, that's fine. Then, fast forward maybe 2 or 3 months later, I get a phone call. I'm ready to sell it again. He had some health issues. I gotta let it go. So I'm like, okay, cool. Make the deal again. Paid the same what I paid before. All that stuff. And probably about the next night, I get a phone call. Noah, I gotta buy it back.
I gotta ask, when you see his name pop up on the phone screen, caller ID, what were you thinking?
I didn't even have his number saved.
You didn't know.
I just knew it was from the Altoona, Pennsylvania, and I was like, oh, that's the guy. So, and I hear his wife in the background during this phone call. He's like, his name was Jim. Jim, you cannot be doing this, Jim. You gotta be kidding me, Jim. You can't do this. And he's like, what? Her name was like Karen or something. Like, not Karen, it was actually like Karen. He's like, Karen, be quiet. I gotta do this. You don't understand. I have to do this. And I'm just like, in the middle of all this. I'm just like, okay, well, again, we'll just, again, had the title. I think he already sent the title out too, so we had to wait to get the title and then send it back to him. So yeah, he buys the car back again. So I'm like, this guy's done.
Round 2.
Never getting this thing. Then finally, it was like a week later. I messed up. Big mistake. I gotta sell it. I have to let it go. And I'm like, we gotta be for sure this time. There's no game. I'm buying this thing. It's mine. You're not calling and pleading me. If I get a phone call from you 2 nights later, I'm probably not gonna answer unless it's like something real important. You gotta like text me or something. Because we're not doing this. So finally, all good. But actually, the shipment kept getting delayed. And he was like,
we're over here sweating.
He was like, I can't keep looking at this car. No, you got to get it out of here. I'm like, I'm trying my best, man.
He said it was like a sign. He's like, I think it's a sign.
I was freaking out.
And Noah's like, no,
I remember
not again.
Sign's here.
I was sitting there. I was like, Pilot, I'm sorry. Like, I don't, I'm trying.
Yeah, I remember Noah he would call me with this deal and be like, fell through again. I'm like, you're not.
And so finally. That night it ended up being picked up, and all was well. And now he still calls me from time to time. Now he wants to buy another one.
And
He wants to buy. It has to be a 2010, and it has to be silver. Silver. I don't know
So he
if
wants
it's
basically
silver.
wants the truck.
And it has to have this time. It has to have under 5,000 miles. Not on the jazz has under 5,000 miles. I'm like, that's
If
a
I'm
tough
not
one to
mistaken,
find.
A member of the group owns
Yeah,
the
a
truck
member of the
now.
group
He
does own
posted
the
it.
You
truck.
are very fortunate.
You are listening to this. That was the story how it took.
No, he knows. He's a great guy.
He said
He's
it,
always posting on
yeah.
the group and like.
I think
shouting
Kevin
us
told
out
him the
and stuff,
stories
and-
when he was buying it.
Yeah,
Another-
but you are. We even told him we're like, I don't know. You might be the luckiest man alive to have this truck. It's crazy.
The way it seemed, I mean, honestly, it was.
And he wants it back. So if you want to,
He would.
You could probably get. You could probably
some
get about
crazy. He would probably pay you
for it
whatever
if you want.
He
So
told me he'd pay whatever for one. I don't think you can even find one.
if anyone has a 2010 Grand Cherokee
Under 5,000.
loaded, low miles,
SRT8
mint.
loaded mint.
He's a pretty picky guy. Mint.
It has to be mint.
And it was in silver. We have a buyer for you.
He would watch when he
probably
had-
whatever price.
When he would get tires rotate or not tires, you can rotate them on those. But whenever, I don't know, if he was getting them getting just a service done, would never ever let them get near his wheels. So every time one of them was gonna take the wheels off for some reason, he ran in there and was like, "You're not doing that. You're
Yeah,
not
didn't
gonna
he like
scuff up the
didn't he
rim.
like polish the lug nuts and stuff on it? Like he was like to the like
He
even
didn't
the
want-
underneath.
He didn't want the lug nuts to get scratched.
Yeah, he
Like,
was.
he was,
This
like,
guy was
crazy.
serious.
Wow.
But I'm gonna tell you, this truck
Had
was
had
mint.
clear bra all
Mint.
over it too.
It
I'm
was
pretty sure.
beautiful,
if I
and,
remember that.
like a WK1 SRT8 Grand
Yeah.
Cherokee,
Possible to find.
spanked. They're all
spanked.
just totally.
It was
just
cool that it was a last year
rocked.
one too.
All of them are rocked, and this one was a beauty, you know. So
Yeah, it was nice.
it's-
There was only one other time in our history that a customer had to buy a vehicle back that soon.
oh yeah, it was a low
Sharp
mileage
truck.
H2,
Yep.
like an olive green colored.
And we thought that
H2.
guy
It
was
a truck.
crazy.
It was a
Yeah.
SUT.
We thought, like, who sells a vehicle and buys it?
And he bought it back a while later. It was
Couple
crazy
weeks.
because so the guy was a low mileage H2, had like 20,000 miles on it. The truck
Yep.
was cherry. It was like right in our neighborhood. Buy the truck, go and put it on our lot. It sat on a lot for like weeks. He calls up one day. He tried to act like it wasn't him.
Oh, yeah, I tried to act like a
he's
stranger.
yeah, I'm trying to buy
Like-
that Hummer, you know, and like we're like, what? And he gave us his name, and we're like looking at the paperwork, and we're like, and he's financing it, and we're almost like, well, we can't do this. Come on, like no way. And I really do believe to this day
Just trying to
he
find a way
wanted to get a loan
refinance it.
on it or something, or you know, I don't know, like free up the cash, but then buy it back and get a loan on it. So like I don't know, but
Did
he
we buy it back after he was done with it, or is... I think we did.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
Yeah,
we
yeah,
bought
yeah,
it
yeah,
back
we
when
bought
he
it
was
back
done
again.
with it again.
yeah,
Yeah, so it was kind of like the
Yeah.
Jeep deal. And those two deals, we thought it's never happened.
but he never bought it back for a
Yeah,
third
third
time.
time
but
now.
It was only two.
No hat trick for him.
No one took the cake on that one.
I'm surprised the guy didn't end up buying it back from us, to be honest.
And what
I
about,
thought that was gonna happen.
What about your Camaro, your '92 Heritage Z28 story? Because like no, just the amount of time that you spent with that guy.
A lot of these
Yeah,
old
well, it took a
timers, these
while,
low
though.
mileage cars, you have to become friends with them. You gotta
Yeah.
just talk to them, make
yeah,
them feel
I
good.
mean, you gotta.
Yeah, he was.
You
another
gotta
one.
conduct good business. I mean, that's how it goes. And some of these guys, like, if you want to buy these cars, I don't care if you're a private seller or dealer. Like, you have to really invest yourself in these buys sometimes.
For sure. I bought a 2006 Miata from him that had 1,000 miles.
Just a cream puff.
Yeah, really nice car. And after the deal was done, he's like, I got something else I think you'd be interested in. And I'm like, oh yeah, what is it? And he said it was a 92 Camaro Heritage anniversary. It was black with red guts. Had the
Just gorgeous.
It had
car.
the AC Delco, like, or it had the
sound bar.
the Delco
Yeah.
sound
Yeah,
package.
yep.
So it had the speakers and a package
it was fully
tray,
loaded.
like in the back. I mean, this thing was
Yeah,
as hooked
he
up. It even
ordered
had
it-
louvers.
Yeah, it had the
Had
yeah,
factory
had the
louver
rear
package. Just
window
the
louvers.
craziest
And it was a
350
350
I've
car.
ever seen.
So
It was a 5.7.
so that I mean that was an
yeah.
option.
He
The
said
car had every option.
he ordered it new. He said he checked every box that he could.
Yeah,
he
so
checked
it
the
had
boxes.
everything.
You checked them.
And
that car was sharp, black
yeah.
and red.
Yeah, it was
Leather.
sold,
25th
we
and
sold it on Bring It Trailer.
yeah, it's on
Down
Bring a
there
Trailer.
somewhere.
And we actually, as we were talking about it before this, we realized the guy just sold
Just
it.
Yeah, the
sold
guy
it
who bought
last
it,
month.
just
Just-
last
Yeah,
yeah.
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, how long did like the Miata deal? That was like quick.
No,
And
that was. It was just he just said he wanted to wait a little before he let it go. It was probably like a month or two after.
Was there another guy that cleaned his garage out to get it out or something?
Well, Juan, when he went and picked up, they had to move a bunch of stuff to
Yeah.
get it out.
yeah, we used to send our shipping guy
Yeah.
on these like
That was
a
PA
full
too, wasn't it?
triathlon of a
No,
buy. Be
that
like, hey,
was like
you gotta go pick up this car. He's like, I spent like 6 hours with this guy. Like,
Oh,
you know,
no.
and I'm like, he's like, we went and had dinner. Like, he could have like the
yeah,
craziest.
he saw. Yeah, he said he was
experiences
there for like 5-6 hours. To get that car.
But he,
Like that was, that was.
how many
was-
miles were on that car?
That had 1,500.
1,500
Yeah,
miles.
1,500 miles. So it was like brand new. I think it was sitting from like 94. I think he said he bought it, took it to a couple like parades.
Yeah, it
drove
was another
through
one.
some
It was,
parades and never drove it again.
it was another gas tank, fuel pump, injectors,
Yeah.
type of flush the
I
fluids.
don't know what we did. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but it's, how long did it sit for?
I mean, I think it was
It's
like
90s.
94.
Yeah, it had a
94,
tab
95.
from the 90s on it. Yeah,
So it sat a really, really long time.
that's crazy.
It was dusty.
It was a stunning car though.
Oh, that
Yeah.
car was beautiful. That
No,
car
it-
was like
it
top
cleaned
shelf
up
for,
really
for a
nice.
92Z. That
Interior
was
was brand new. all red. It was sharp, very sharp.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that deal was really a cakewalk compared to some. I mean, it was fine. I mean, it just
Hey,
it took them a little bit to want to do it.
What about your low mileage HHR panel?
I was just thinking about that. I talked to a guy. It wasn't even.
People must like to talk to Noah.
They do.
This guy,
Apparently, I'm like a.
He's a very opening guy.
I think we went out and we did a buy. Like me and Anthony went and did a buy. Came back. Noah was still on the phone. He was on the couch, laying with his feet kicked up. And he was still. And I'm like, "There's no way he's on the phone with the same guy."
It was like a 2009 or 10 panel HHR, just a normal HHR,
like a LS.
He was a
But
big,
the cult following for those panels, man.
Apparently.
Every time we have one, every time one gets posted, they
well,
blow
they're
up.
cool, but it had like 20,000 miles or something. Like it was low, but it wasn't anything crazy. And he used it to like pull his. He was a big RC car guy, I think. Then he had a little mini trailer that he'd pull all his RC cars with it, something like that. And yeah, I talked to this guy for probably 3.5, maybe 4 hours, and it was just him, just. I mean, honestly, he spilled his whole life story. I mean, everything from. I mean, not gonna get into details, but I was just like sitting there. I mean, thank you, I guess, for confiding in me to tell me all this, to trust me to tell me all this stuff. But like, I'm just trying to buy this freaking HHR, dude. Like, I mean, come on. I mean, like it's all. I was telling him like, hey man, like I'm really sorry, this and that for all the stuff he was telling me.
No.
Another thing, I mean, I'd love for all the dealers watching this, comment your stories down below.
Yeah.
I'd like to see.
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
I would have to
like
imagine there's a lot of
talk.
stories similar out
Oh
there.
yeah, there definitely is. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, you're thinking you're buying some guy's car he bought when he was 16 and had it, and like, I mean, this guy.
That guy's story turned into cars that he had when he was 16.
It led to like
it would
transpire
into this big
he
story.
had-
It was a spider with 20 legs.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And
Every leg was a story.
And then when it got picked up, I talked to him again for another 2 hours. I mean, just talking. And I'm just like, dang.
You gotta get yourself ready for one of
Man,
those.
I've seen
it got
Anthony
picked up.
on his endeavors with that. I've seen him low key. He's just like.
Well, these people, they get talking, and they don't even let you talk.
He sets it off. To
So
the side.
you just put the speaker on, you set the phone down because
Yeah, I could
they don't pause between anything. So there's no room to talk.
Anthony throw a couple of yas.
Just to
I
let
got
them know
something
I'm here.
going on. I gotta go.
Yeah, it wasn't 87. Back in 87, I had such a good time with Gladys.
The worst is when you know you're not going to make a deal and you got to talk to these people for an hour.
That's true.
Like,
yeah,
nothing's
you're always
worse.
supposed to, all right, look, I'm not trying to waste your time.
Yeah.
Sounds like I'm not trying to waste your time. And there's still just
Yeah,
going, and that's like, all right, now you're wasting my time. Jeez.
No, that was.
I'm trying to get on with my life here if I can.
My big thing when I know it's not going to work out, I'm like, okay, let me think about it. I'll let you know. And then they'll keep talking, and then I'll hit them with, okay, let me think about it. I'll let you know. And you'll say that like 6 times, and it's like, okay, buddy, I gotta go.
Yeah. Some people they got a lot to say.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of people that I don't think they have enough. I don't think they have anybody to like talk to about this type of stuff. So they just figured this random guy over the phone is gonna be the one.
He's interested in the car. He's interested in my story.
You're a car guy, right? Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is it. They think car guy. I'm just gonna just lay it on you.
Mm-hmm.
Tell you it all.
It's more than iron. It's the stories, the memories.
Yeah, some people don't care. They're like, yeah, cool. Little fast deal.
Get
You
this
get
thing
paperwork
out
for
of
it in
here.
2 minutes.
It goes like that quite a bit.
No,
But I
let's-
mean, I guess these stories wouldn't be memorable if
No, they're cool.
this didn't happen.
like
we wouldn't
that-
have these memorable
That Jeep
stories
story
to tell.
was by far probably one of the craziest ones ever.
Yeah, I'll
I mean,
never forget
I don't
that.
know if I'll ever.
Every time you called me, I was like, "Are you kidding me?" You'd be like, "He's
It
out
was-
again." I'm
it was
like,
a roller
"Oh my
coaster.
gosh,
Up and
man,
down,
I
a lot of
can't
ups,
with
a lot of
this."
I
downs.
bet you most people would have told the guy to fucking get lost.
Yeah.
To be honest, I mean,
Yeah,
it was a little ridiculous.
we're
It was just like,
nice.
yeah,
We're
I'm-
nice.
Or there's a lot of people, I own it, you can't buy it. It's my truck.
I'll give you that. That one was a nail biter, start to finish.
Mhm.
Yeah, and we did, and it was not. We tried to give him the benefit of the doubt. We gave him the truck back 2 times.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you gonna do? You paid for it twice. You got
I
your money back
remember the
twice.
third
That's
time.
crazy.
Yeah, the third time was like our dad was like, I don't know why you're doing this. This guy's just gonna buy it back again. I'm like,
Yeah.
I think this time we're just for real. I'm pretty positive.
Noah spent enough time with him. He could tell. Through,
I
could tell through
had
Karen's words in the background.
Oh yeah.
It was going.
It was
down
going
this
from
time.
talking to him to the wife for an hour. I probably had at least 15 hours of phone time in the whole time of me talking.
Start to
them.
finish.
Yeah, I mean it was nuts.
It was crazy.
Just
Yeah.
standing there, and I had to just, I don't know, it was rough. Just walking around my phone, just okay, yeah, that's great, love it, love to hear. I'm super excited to get it if I do get it. You know.
Yeah, and that was the
I can
crazy
only
thing
hope.
too. We never got to see it.
No, yeah.
Until the
Well,
third
twice,
time.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
We've never seen it until the third time. So you don't even know. You didn't even know. It's like we were talking about, like that possible GTSR Viper. You're like, it should get this thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, I can't wait. And then you never got to see it until the third time. So yeah.
Now let's talk about a low miles, no miles Facebook page favorite. Got a ton of comments.
What's that?
The V.
Oh, the V. Yeah, and
Everyone
that's
loved it.
another
Everyone
deal.
loved
No,
it.
that's a good story. That's not a
Yeah,
long,
that was-
drawn out like.
There's
Yeah.
not really much. Yeah, there's not much to that one. I mean, I bought a 15 Z28 from the guy.
Ash and gray.
Ash and gray had
It was a great color
yeah,
on those cars.
just over 1,000 miles. Like it was like 1,000, maybe 1,100. It was that car was like brand new.
Yep.
The easy deal. Did that one quick, and then he started telling me about what else he had. He had the VWagon. It was a 2012 slick top Recaro.
Stick.
Straight black.
Yeah, 6-speed manual,
Yeah.
Black Raven, and then he had an Alfa Romeo 4C, whatever, 15.
Yeah.
That had how many miles on that one? That had 1,000 too, I think, or 2,000 maybe.
Yeah, maybe 2,500.
Yeah, it was 2,500. That's
Yeah,
what it was.
2,500.
But yeah, I bought the Camaro, and then it probably took. I was bugging the guy for a while to get the V. I really wanted the V. I didn't really care about the Alfa.
Well, we bought the Camaro, and then how much time went between the two deals?
It was probably.
Over a year.
Yeah, it was over a year.
And you
I
followed up,
bought
reached
the
out to him a
Camaro.
few times.
Yeah, I bought the Camaro. It was like August of 23.
Yeah.
Yeah, August 23, and then it wasn't until October of 24 that I finally was able to do the deal on the other two. But yeah, no, that was an easy deal. Yeah, I had to just text them here and there. I probably text them every like couple months. Say, hey, you thought about it. And they always said I wanted to sell it. And I just
But was another one where you about to make the deal, then
no.
you got sick?
Oh, are you talking about the guy with the heart condition, the V one, the other
You're
one?
talking about
Oh,
different.
different. I
I'm
thought it
talking
was
about
this
the
guy.
wagon. No,
You got all these
Oh,
V's
no, I
on
thought
the
it was
mind.
this guy.
I tried buying. Yeah, there was another one I was trying to buy. It was local though. It was local in Michigan. I forget what it was.
Guy
It was just a
going to
coupe.
sell it that day. What had a heart attack that day?
It was a coupe 6 feet, like a Hennessy car or something. I don't know, it was cool. It had like 8,000 miles or something. It was a
Yeah.
good deal, and getting ready to do the deal. It was like I was gonna go the next day, and they texted me like serious medical condition, surgery I gotta get into.
I'll call you back.
I'll let you know. And I'm like, oh, okay. Never let me know. And then he
And
sold
then
the
it got
car.
marked sold on Facebook.
I don't know if he just didn't know how to remove it, so he just marked it
It
sold.
probably got sold.
But yeah, which is
That's
fine.
how it goes.
Well, there wasn't even any negotiation. I was going to pay what he was asking, but apparently
He had other
I'm
plans.
not sure what it was. Talked to him for a while on the phone too.
Yeah, we won a couple
Or,
calls.
All right. Noah he's the conversation master. Hey, you want to call and talk to this guy?
You could look
Spend
at the
some time?
minutes over the years
chatting
that I've racked up and for phone calls. It'd be absurd.
Imagine if it was like back in the day we had to
Days
pay
worth.
for minutes.
I just can't get over him with the feet up on the couch, like guys still talking.
The HHA, yeah.
I think Noah's life was changed after that call. He's like, man, how that guy got into a lot of stuff. with
It
me,
wasn't
man."
even like that. It was honestly not even like that, man. It was just like,
Keeps
It
us
was
It
there.
was a
basically-
40,
it was
50
just
minute
him.
conversation, no doubt.
oh no, it was 2 freaking hours, 2-3 hours. Swear to God, that was a 2-3 hour
Yeah,
conversation.
yeah, it
And
was.
he just was talking about all the past cars that he had and why he had to get rid of them and this and that. I'm like, I couldn't believe that they just kept dragging on and on and on.
Makes
and
you
on.
wonder if he was sitting at his kitchen table or if his feet were kicked up talking.
Well,
he was feet kicking.
He was very, distraught.
He was in a lazy boy.
He was in
had
the
a nice cold
bathtub.
beer.
I don't think
drinking
he
one of
was.
these.
I don't know what he was doing. He was probably
He was-
sitting at the kitchen table for sure, like this, just I mean, like,
Why was
he
he
was
like
really
that?
distraught. 'Cause he was not,
It wasn't an easy
He was
subject.
very emotional. I'll just
We're
put
talking
it.
about
It was all started from an HHR panel van. Just a normal, not SS, not that, but
Just a regular
Just a-
panel.
I like
Well,
to
I mean,
picture him in a
panel's
bathtub.
special, but
yeah,
it's just a regular
yeah,
car.
black, not even leather seats, man, cloth seats.
It was an LS.
It
It
was
was
an
literally
LS.
just an
Yeah,
LS.
not even an LT1 or 2, whatever the hell the trim they would consider top of the line for
It
us.
was
one
a
LT.
work. It was a work truck HHR,
Yeah.
and he was hooked. He was hooked on that thing. So yeah.
Okay. Now what we got up next?
I mean,
You want to talk about something on the page?
Probably. I mean, obviously, if you're in the low miles community and you're a dealer, I'm sure Mike has reached out to you. He's been reaching out to everybody, trying to get people signed up for the website that's dropping. That's not only for dealers; it's private seller, dealer, the whole shebang. So. Yeah,
Look for a call or email.
Mike's been working hard on that behind the scenes, talking to a lot of people and getting a lot of good feedback, stuff like that. So
Everyone's ready. We're
we're
hoping to have it
excited.
soon.
yeah,
We're
we'll
trying
probably,
to make it the best rendition.
There's
possible.
been like a lot of times we're like close to the website being done,
Yeah.
and then we like do like a revision or we start like listing cars and we're like,
It's
gotta
not
change
smooth
that.
enough. We
Gotta
want it to make it
change
as
that, you know?
easy, smooth, clean,
Yeah.
perfect as possible.
We're trying to make it really good.
Yeah.
So, like it's, but probably within the next 30 days or so.
Yep.
Yeah, month.
Should be ready to go.
Good, so.
Anybody
Yeah.
selling a car or looking to buy a car, that's going to be the place to be at.
We hope, that's
Low
what we're
mileage
thinking.
units.
Yeah, if you like low miles, no miles cars, where else would you go?
Maybe we'll
Where
find
else
somebody.
would you go?
Yeah,
Sitting-
Where else would you go?
This is the
Auto
best.
Trader?
No.
You ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, right.
That's it. This is the low. If you think low mileage cars, you're thinking LMN. That's how it's going to be. So you're going to come over and there's going to be a lot of deals to be had on there. A lot of people are going to find their dream cars on there, and there's going to be a
That's
lot
what the
of
page is doing already.
Yep.
yeah, a lot of buyers, a lot of sellers. So it's going to be exciting. And if you want your car, like if you pay for a featured listing, that's going to be on all of our social media, and Ryan's going to be handling that side of things. So
Yeah.
check out the Instagram.
Yeah, check the Instagram out. That's the best one. in my opinion.
Yep.
The playlist is unreal. Ryan is working on. Someone asked. So what did someone ask you, Ryan? They sent you a message and
Yeah, they were asking
read
if
the
we.
message. Let's see it. What was it?
They were asking. Well, they were asking if we had a low miles, no miles playlist.
Okay.
So as we were sitting here earlier today, I started putting one together.
On
So
Spotify?
on Spotify,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's gonna have a couple bangers on there, huh?
Oh,
as Mike would say.
it'll have all the bangers,
Bangers.
and I know
Yeah,
bangers.
bangers.
How would you describe the music if you haven't seen Instagram? What would you tell somebody?
I mean, realistically, it'd be like if a symphony of angels came down and they really just said, Ryan, drop some heat. We're all
Ooh.
feeling a little bit cold,
Yeah.
so we need you to
We
warm
need you
us
to
all
warm it
up.
up.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, if you have a low mileage minivan, we're gonna sell it through like trap, hard rap music. That gets
Guaranteed.
mega numbers. Any minivan Ryan posts, I don't know why he just likes to put like some DMX,
Some
like,
hardcore stuff.
just some hardcore rap, doing some
Yeah.
Ja Rule on the Aerostar the other day.
It speaks out to me.
And yeah, I don't know why.
Well,
But when Ryan
it's
thinks
all-
minivan, he thinks about just like trapping around the streets, like.
I get a little giddy. I get a little excited.
And it works. It hits. So that
Now-
we'll sell your minivan with that.
Yeah.
So
When you
get
post a
featured
car,
post.
does the songs just come right to you?
Usually, yeah. I mean, sometimes it's tough to pick, but I mean, the better pictures, the better I could feel it. You gotta,
yeah.
Oh, you feel it.
You gotta
through
feel
the
it.
photographs. Yeah.
you look at that car, you see a Fox Body Mustang, you say, God damn.
What's your song? What's the song you're gonna pick for a nice Fox body?
For a nice Fox Body Mustang?
Yeah.
Hmm.
What are you thinking?
Now let me ask you this.
You know what?
Let me ask
No.
you this.
I'm gonna say Blink 182.
Is it
What's my age again?
Oh.
Really? In the
Okay.
Fox spot?
Yeah, because everybody that wants a Fox body is probably 40, 50
Well,
years
that's
old.
fair.
Well,
You've seen
I-
them when they're in high school.
I did-
relive their high
You're
school
putting an
years.
age demographic.
I did
Fox body right now,
post
40,
one the
50
other
years old.
day that was a song called Dead and Bloated.
course.
Oh, yeah.
SCP.
Yeah.
Stone Temple
Yeah.
Pilots.
Yeah, so I mean, realistically, that's the go-to for a Fox
that
body.
That worked.
No,
beautiful
most
for a
people,
Fox
if they
body.
were doing what you're doing, they're gonna drop vanilla ice on there. Ice, baby.
See, you can.
That's just too easy, right?
When you hop in a Mustang,
That's
do you
too
feel
easy.
ice, baby?
It's
When you
nice to
start
post a
low
low
mileage Fox body on Dayton's, we might.
when you start up a Fox
It
body,
is. I think
It
is it a
has to
white
be. It would have to be a white convertible.
on Dayton's.
It would have to
on
be.
100 spokes.
Was he on Dayton's? Or
Yeah.
is that just Menace's?
No, he was on Dayton's too. I'm pretty sure.
it starts up. You just hear stop, collaborate, and listen.
Yeah, there you go.
But I feel like if somebody was doing what you're doing, that's gonna be their go-to for that. Just because it's easy. They're not thinking like you are.
Yeah. Well, that's too easy.
That's what I'm saying. That's what most people do.
What's your biggest heavy hitter this week on Instagram?
Ooh,
What's really been killing it on Instagram?
let's take a look.
I almost want to look real quick. Let's see. What has been killing it on Instagram? Man, them Crown Vics though. Them things are still.
Those had some
Mhm.
good tunes.
Those-
The
those
taxi
the other day
and the
had
cop
the-
one. What was the cop? It was like the whoop, whoop, let's go.
That's the sound of the police.
Oh yeah.
Whoop, that's the sound of the beast.
Still pushing mega numbers. They got 63,000 likes.
Yeah,
a
they're
piece.
just continuing to grow.
Yeah, they're really taking off.
Side note on that. Sorry about that, Cletus. Everyone's been he still gets
Oh,
tagged
I
in there.
know, It's bad. And yeah, we were just watching Cletus.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He was racing at Daytona there.
And we were literally just watching that before we jumped on this. So yeah, that those did really well. But yeah, you had some good posts this week that were
Yeah,
doing really
Instagram
well.
always does very well.
We had some.
Yeah, they were
we had,
fun. It was a fun week.
We
That's
had
a
a
fun
notable
page, man.
one today that were
Just laid back.
Yeah,
Yes.
the after hours.
that
Yep.
85 El Camino IROC S pace car. That thing's crazy. Guy,
Yeah,
that's
that's
a
full
wild one.
documentation.
yeah, guy bought it with like 640 miles in 08. Now it has 2,100 miles and remains in pristine condition in his collection. It was one of 14 replicas built for public sale, and this one is number 1.
Yeah,
So it was the actual truck used pace car in the 85 IROC series, and it was featured in the February 86 issue of Super Chevy magazine. So I mean, it's pretty sweet, and it's got on the dash. I thought it was kind of cool. It says not street usable. It was like a
yeah.
what do they call it? A choo-choo like choo-choo express conversion or whatever
Yeah.
they did on those. So that's who did that. Look out for the website. Jump on, become a member of LMNM if you're not. Follow the Instagram. I mean, we got all sorts of
And
stuff.
then don't
for you
forget
guys.
to like and subscribe us on YouTube. That's where we're gonna be at.
Yeah.
So
Everything helps.
Maybe we'll
Watch-
put it on
watch-
Spotify too.
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh, if he's gonna have a playlist on there, we might be following it up.
we put the speed
Yeah.
put these on
for
there.
all you guys who are chasing cars every day in the car, put it on Spotify
Yeah.
for you so you can
Yeah.
listen. So, all right, guys.
See you later.
See you on the next one.
week.
She got your ass.